Friends, it is Saturday. Tanya says, "Hi Eric, dropping by as I am going out now. Have a good stream. Thank you, Tandra. Much appreciated. I've had Tandra's Wednesday live from 3 weeks ago up and playing. We are in 1 hour and 51 minutes of a 3 hour and 11 minute live stream. Man, I admire the people who have that live streaming endurance and are able to, if you listen to Tandra, and I have quite a bit, one, because helping with watch hours, and two, because I enjoy listening to Tandra. That's not in any particular order there, by the way. One and two. The order can be reversed. That she's very relaxed. I heard her say in a live stream this morning, she actually, if she schedules it, she finds a little bit of apprehension showing up, a little bit of nervousness. So she likes to do like on the spot. I can relate to that. I get a little nervous before I go on live stream, and it helps when I'm a firm believer, a big believer in prayer, but not the get down on your knees and pray to a distant God to give you something, but in prayer as an open communication with life itself, with love, with the Tao. I love using the term the Tao. I love using the term Brahma because Brahma doesn't have any of the connotations that when we say God, pray to God, and immediately we start thinking that we're praying for something. I'm actually praying for nothing to get out of my way, to have the ego reduced so that I can speak more effectively. Um, and if someone comes in and they're in need just of some company, I can be effective in that way. I can be open and present to whoever comes in, one of whom is our friend Leo. Leo was putting in some big work with the boys today. He was leading the charge with Jason and Oscar. Jacob and Oscar, pardon me. Leo says, much love, brother Yogi. Wishing you a great day, my guy. Stay strong and be safe. You too, my friend. Much appreciated. Appreciate you stopping by. So before I do a live stream, I just gave on my members channel, I just taught a uh, pranayama breath work, 20 minutes, covering the basics. One of the basics is the yogic breath, 3-part breath. Breathe in through the nose, fill the belly, expand up into the rib cage, all the way up into the clavicles, and then you release clavicles, rib cage, belly. Do that 3 times. Close my eyes and I say a little prayer, and the prayer different every time, but it's a little something like, allow me to speak with a voice that is not my own in my best times, when I'm not just joking around, when I'm not just, you know, saying stuff for the sake of saying stuff. Can I say something meaningful? Can I say something insightful? Can I speak with the voice of the Tao? Can I speak with the voice of Brahma? Can I speak with the voice of God and not my own? Can I put my ego aside for just a moment and have an effective communication with people, with someone? And nervousness goes away because I know, one, I don't always have to talk. It's a live stream. It'd be kind of boring if I just sat here and stared blankly at the camera. But I can allow pauses, nothing to say, as words come to me. The ever talking voice that I always need to fill dead air with my voice is of the ego. It's the ego that needs to fill, do some air quotes, bunny ears, dead air. No such thing as dead air. There's just spaciousness. And it doesn't need to be filled because it is capacity for all things to belong. So there's no way you can misspeak. With that, it's instant relaxation. I've also greatly reduced my live streams. Generally, I like to go about an hour. If things are clicking along, people show up, I might do an hour and a half. But my days of 2, 3 hours, I think the longest I might have gone close to 3 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, something like that. Um, but I was shooting for watch hours, so I would stay live longer. Um, not so much shooting for watch hours as I am. I always try to be meaningful, but nowadays I'd rather talk for an hour and have a message if I'm capable of having a message. Every day's a crapshoot, guys. You just don't know. So speaking of which, I do have the members channel. Still not 100% sure how I feel about it, because here's the fun thing. I get to talk about one particular subject. That's it. People know that when I do a live stream or when I drop a video on the members channel, it's going to be about yoga, meditation, breath work. When I do a regular live stream, I still might talk about yoga, breath work, and meditation, but I also might talk about burpees. I might talk about ultra running. I might talk about, who knows? What did we talk about yesterday? There was a couple off the wall subjects. And you never know where they're going to come from. Let's see here, guys. I'm going to see if any of our friends are live streaming it. Leo and Jacob and Oscar were live just a little bit ago, so I don't think they're going to be live right now. Oh man, unfortunately I missed Jace. He was doing a light workout session about an hour ago. I apologize to my friend Jace, to our friend Jace. And I see Optimob is up now. I actually also see Tokyo Gold King 420. Gaming channel, but a very engaging gaming channel. One of the things I find myself talking about quite a bit is channels, other channels, and live streams, stepping outside, what we can do for our own channel, our own communities. And with gaming channels, check outside of, or step outside of our little YouTube comfort zone and expand community just a little bit farther. So if you don't go to gaming channels, go to a gaming channel. If you don't go to a crafting channel, go to a crafting channel. Give me 1 second, guys. Just sending a message. I haven't seen Smitty Deuces for quite some time, and it looks like he might have a new channel. And I'm wondering what was going on. Anyway, I made some good friends in the gaming community. I've made some good friends in the crafting and now in the fishing outdoor channels. Amazingly so. And happily so. Not everything is the things that I do. Hey, Night Watcher. I don't game. I don't fish. However, I get a great deal of enjoyment of hanging out with people who do game and helping them on their channel. I get a great deal of comfort, satisfaction, and love hanging out with um, crafters, crafting channels, as well as the fishing channels. I don't need to do the things. Man, be curious about other people and what they love to do. That's key. It's also key if you want to expand and grow your YouTube channel. Speaking of which, if you do, um, our friend James Gipe is live right now. As is Optimom. With backs and cows. I just brought that up. Want to say hi. And we're going to share them out. So, man, sticking with the subject of channels, growing our channel, help other people grow their channel. If you want a bigger channel, help other people grow their channel. We receive what we give. Cosmic law. Can't escape it. If you want abundance in your life, give. Now also conversely, if you want scarcity in your life, then refuse to give, because you are still giving away scarcity, and that's what you receive back. Little tiny things. Everything doesn't have to be a huge gesture. Sharing someone's channel, sharing someone's live stream, leaving a comment, hitting the like button. Speaking of which, have you guys hit the like button? There we go. Taken care of. One second. Saying hi to our friend Jace, hanging out with Optimom. Gonna say hi to our friend Steffi. And I think that's it. I'm going to leave him up and running. I see our friend Sweet Acres Koi Farm is there. It's another great channel. Sweet Acres. Caroline. Koi is such beautiful fish. All right, let's see what our friend Nightwatch has to say. I have a cold and distant in my garden, but I am sure I will make you happy, Sammy, and you have a good day at work tomorrow, so you don't need me for it to do that I don't know how it feels to you, or how. What are you talking about? Why do I feel like an old candidate in a position of time with a narrator saying something for me? I know who Confucius is. He is a fancy pants smart, and a human is a demon. Godkin the other. Yep, that is definitely nonsense. Not that Confucius wasn't smart. However, legend has it he met Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu being the author of the Tao Te Ching. The Tao Te Ching is a collecting of sayings, but it's not the Tao itself. It says clearly at the very beginning, the Tao that can be told is not the true Tao. So basically, it's a collection of thoughts about the Tao. Te Ching means the way, Tao, the way of the Tao. Now, Confucius went to meet with Lao Tzu and said, I got the quote somewhere. Let me pull it up. That today he had met a dragon. I'm going to see if I can find the quote itself. let's see. Don't know what you're saying, Night Watcher. So supposedly Lao Tzu says Lo Zi, which is the pronunciation, I guess, in Chinese. Lo Zi is a dragon, and I'll never understand him. So I haven't read all your comments because I don't understand them. Hey, Squirrel Sniper. So here's a saying about the men of Tao, the men of the Tao. The wise men of olden times wandered freely in the wilds. They lived in simplicity. They dwelled in non-action. They were natural. Their natural wandering led them to the Tao. How beautiful is that? The Tao is the absolute principle underlying the universe. The principle, when realized, leads to self-realization, samadhi in the yogic tradition, or nirvana in the Buddhist tradition. So I'm going to read this little story. This is a meeting between Confucius, brought to our attention from Night Watcher. Night Watcher says, what do you think of my nonsensical banter? I be honest with you, I didn't really read it because it was nonsensical banter. So, Confucius, meeting Lao Tzu, the author of the Tao Te Ching. He saw in him a quality he had never seen before. He was unable to fully grasp his quality. It was mysterious and unfamiliar to him. He knew Lao Tzu was extraordinary, a hidden gem. And he said, "Ah, you have arrived? I hear a wise man from the north. Have you attained the Tao?" said Lao Tzu. "Not yet," Confucius said softly. "How have you sought it?" he asked. "I pursued it through rules and regulations. 5 years I spent seeking, yet I could not attain the Tao." It's funny, that part made me think of Squirrel Sniper. Someone pursuing it through rules and regulations for 5 years. All he had to do was talk to Squirrel Sniper. Squirrel Sniper would have said, hey, avoid the rules and the regulations. How else did he seek it? I explored it in the yin and the yang. 12 years went by and I still couldn't attain it. Of course not, Lao Tzu would claim. The Tao cannot be sought this way. The wise men of olden times wandered freely in the wild. They lived in simplicity. They dwelled in non-action. They were natural. Their natural wandering led them to the Tao. I'll give one more. This is still from Lao Tzu. Hey, Reaper. Reaper says, liked and shared you out, Eric. Hey, thank you, Reaper. Reaper says, good mother freaking morning, Eric and YouTube family. I hope everyone has a great day and stay blessed. Thank you, Reaper. Hey, tomorrow I hope you're there for the Farewell to Burpees event with Burpee Reaper. Not farewell forever, but farewell for a couple months. So let me finish off this. Confucius stood quietly for a few moments, realizing the weight of Lao Tzu's words. Then, with great curiosity, he asked, "What do you say about the virtues of benevolence and righteousness?" After all, Confucius was a moralist. He believed great conduct and benevolence were the optimum of human achievement. Lao Tzu replied, "Only when one is immoral does the question of morality arise. Only when malevolence exists does the self, in the self, does one think of cultivating benevolence. But those who are truly moral and benevolent, to them such qualities are natural. Don't waste your time cultivating values. Just be natural. Adopt simplicity and authenticity. Move freely with the wind and abide in your own inner power. Remember, a snow goose need not daily bath to remain white." I've always loved that. "A crow needs no daily ink to remain black. If you seek the ultimate truth, live in truth." Lao Tzu's energy made Confucius tremble. It was too much to handle. He had to leave at once. One last thing. Let me read Squirrel Sniper. Rules are there for you to be kept. When you know what's right and wrong, you need to know rules. But nature, absolutely. Reaper says, "Thanks. 9:30 a.m. I will be there." Sniper says to be rolled over. Absolutely. You and I've talked about this before in the morning, the 5 a.m. readings. I had read some of that similar stuff in the Tao Te Ching, and you commented very, very similarly. I think that's what makes you a great arborist. Am I pronouncing that right? Arborist is you're close to the Tao, the simplicity. You let your wild nature express itself without restraint. But when you allow your wild nature to express itself without restraint, it's naturally restrained in situations where it's not needed to be expressed fully, which is what Squirrel Sniper says. Arborist, correct. Finally. You know, I'll use a metaphor for Squirrel Sniper. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. If I say enough words, sooner or later, I'll hit one of them correct. So when the great councils, the kings, the wise men, came to Confucius and said, "You met Lao Tzu. What advice did you give him?" They inquired. They asked Confucius, "What advice did you give Lao Tzu?" Not the way it happened. And here's what Confucius said: "I have seen great animals, such as elephants. I know how they move, how they live. I have heard of great hidden animals of the sea. I know how they swim and how they feed. I know of the great birds of the earth who fly thousands of miles in a single flight. I know how they fly. But finally, I have met a dragon that rides on expansive clouds, and feeds on the purest yin and yang. Nobody knows how he lives, how he feeds, or how he flies. My mouth fell open to his presence. I was astonished. How could I ever offer advice to a dragon? I had to leave." Man. Powerful. Eric Veron, my friend, my French friend, and the burpee master. The person who inspired me to start doing pull-ups again, and whose pull-up quality is the one that I hold to the highest ideal. I want to do pull-ups like Eric. They are smooth, and yet they express great, great power. Eric says, "Hello, my friend. Pleasure to see you in direct, but it's impossible to translate. I don't know why." I'm sorry about that, Eric. Our friend Eric is from France. Sniper says, I got mentioned in a new PC game out now, Eric. It's called A Squirrel um, with a Gun. Such a simple title. It is a very simple title. I've been taking a lot of squirrel videos lately. They've been jumping out and speaking to me. I think Squirrel Sniper has given them secret messages to pass on. If you can understand a squirrel, you understand the Tao. Bonsui? Bonsui? Did I get that right, Eric? What is the difference between Bonsui, or is it Bonsoy? Bonsoy. I think Sui. Sui sounds more French. What is the difference between bonjour and bonsui? Sniper says the squirrels can jump by shooting downwards. Oh, cool. Here's a question for you. I asked this to someone the other day and they didn't know what I was talking about. Imagine if Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive squirrel, what his superpowers would be like then. Of course, Squirrel Man doesn't have the same ring to it as Spider-Man. I think if you were fighting crime and people said, man, be on the lookout for Squirrel Man, it might elicit a giggle, a laugh. Wouldn't have the same effect. Sniper says, interested concept, good hidden things. I hadn't thought about that. But man, they're great gymnasts. They can't shoot things, like webs, but man, they're great gymnasts. And they can cling. I've seen them go up brick walls. I don't know how they can go up a brick wall. And when they need to be, they're pretty fierce fighters. Got much respect for squirrels. Eric says, hello, squirrel. Have a good evening. Thank you, Eric. I really appreciate you stopping by, my friend. If you ever want to see some great burpees, especially Navy SEALs, and some powerful pull-ups, Eric Veron is the man to see. Sniper says, agile indeed, and don't back down. I've seen some pretty beaten up squirrels before, too, getting by without problems. I've seen squirrels that are blind in one eye, lost a tail, half a tail to an entire tail, one with a game leg. So obviously they have fought off whatever it is that tried to get them. Fox, maybe a coyote, maybe a cat. And they fought well enough to get away. And they still live active, fulfilled squirrel lives. And squirrels seem to have very fulfilling lives, if you ask me. That's a quote from Lao Tzu when he was talking about simplicity and authenticity. And I love that. Remember, a snow goose needs not a daily bath to remain white. A crow need no daily ink to remain black. If you seek the ultimate truth, live in ultimate truth. Reaper says, hey, Veron. What do you think of those burpees, Reaper? He's got power to spare. And I believe Eric Veron is right around my age, which, man, tells me I need to up my game. But he's my model for pull-ups. I try to model my pull-ups after Eric Veron. He's just so powerful. Reaper says he's doing them. Yes, he is. Speaking of which, today was day 1,000 in a row of burpees. I don't do as many burpees right now as I used to, but I still do them every day. The reason I don't do as many is because I've wanted to get a little more strength workout in. So I'm up in the game with my dips, my pull-ups. I'm doing get-ups with my kettlebells. I'm doing some band stuff. Reaper says, nice, Eric. Congratulations. Thank you. And I figure, you know what? In 1,000 days of burpees, every single day, I've done some big reps. I've done like 500 burpees, lots and lots and lots of days in a row. I've done things like 300 burpees one day, 500 the next day, 750 the day after. So I've covered the gauntlet of big reps. So I don't feel that to maintain my streak that I always need to do tons. Our friend Stuart the Fish Whisperer says, Stuart, the Zen Master Fish Whisperer. Hello, Eric, my brother. Hello, Stuart, my friend. How are you? Are you here to let me know that I won the counting competition? Reaper says, you don't need to explain, Eric. Just happy that we have met. I like throwing it out there, though. Someone hears 1,000 days, not to you. I've never, ever felt the need to explain anything to Reaper because he's a friend. Never judged. Reaper has never judged me. He never said, hey, Eric, you need to do this, you need to do that. He's been nothing but a friend. Reaper says, I've been following him for a bit. He's cool. He is cool. Man, Eric Veron always leaves such wonderful comments on my the things that I write and I read. Very much appreciated. Reaper says, yep, you don't need to explain, Eric. Just happy that we met. Me too, my friend. Reaper or Veron says, hey, Burpee Reaper. Hard to believe we're going to go several months without the Burpee Reaper hitting the reps. The next time you see, after tomorrow, the next time you see Reaper doing reps, he's going to be looking a bit different. 200-pound bulked up Reaper. Tomorrow, the Raiders. Who are the Raiders playing tomorrow? I'm glad they, you know what? I live outside of Baltimore, so I got to be careful saying this out loud. I'm glad they beat the Ravens. For one, man, I get tired of seeing purple everywhere. Everyone's wearing purple stuff when the Ravens are playing. For two, they're not really the Ravens. They're not the Baltimore Ravens. They're the Cleveland Browns. Just because they've moved to Baltimore doesn't make them a Baltimore team. Reaper says, I'm balking, bro. Mukbanger shape. It's just a different kind of shape. So to be good at burpees, we all know what you have to do. You got to do burpees. To be good at pull-ups, you got to do pull-ups. To be good at mukbanging, what do you got to do? You got to mukbang. Tomorrow is the Panthers. Panthers any good? So, hey, the Ravens, they made the playoffs last year, if I remember correctly. So they're a good team. And that's a good sign for the Raiders that they beat the Ravens. So, yeah. Hey, I fully expect to see a mukbanging video. People know, but they benched their starting quarterback. What'd they do that for? So the backup is hungry. Reaper says, yes, they almost got to the Super Bowl last year. Hey, so that shows a whole lot of promise for the Raiders. So I'm still recovering from last Monday's Raiders yell, which is there. It's on it's proof on YouTube that I can raise my voice. I can raise my voice with the best of them, but only for the Raiders and the Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead's no longer, but the Raiders will live forever. Reaper says because he sucks. Well, hey, at least for tomorrow, let's hope that the backup quarterback sucks too. So I'm going to save. I need to recover. I'm going to drink some hot tea. I'm going to gargle. I'm going to do some vocal exercises all through the season so that when the Raiders get into the playoffs, I'm going to yell one more time. You heard that here. I'm going to yell one more time. When they make it into the playoffs. Stuart the Fish Whisperer says, how are you, Eric, brother? Stuart, I'm doing good. How about you? I enjoyed your live stream. I'm standing by my 407 guests. I enjoyed your live stream today, and I enjoyed Skeeter's. I was in and out with both, but I haven't had them both up. Man, I love my fishing family. I don't fish, but I love my fishing family. Across the board. No questions asked. No. Reaper says, hell yeah, Eric, love it. All they got to do is make the playoffs. And if they beat the Ravens, there's no doubt that they can do it. Man, that should really fire them up. This early in the season, that was game number 2. Now they know what they're capable of. Sniper says, just subbed to Eric Veron. Thanks, Sniper. Jace says, Raiders. Jace, what are the chances of us getting a video? Jace looking in the camera with that steely-eyed glint that only Jace possesses. Looking us in the eye and yelling Raiders. It wouldn't surprise me if Squirrel Sniper looks into the camera. That steely-eyed glint that he has, that Squirrel Sniper look. That look that puts fear in the heart of every single squirrel in existence and screams and yells a battle cry. Green Bay. I almost raised my voice there. Let's see. Hey, P-Bay Catfishing says, hey, Yogi, stopping by for a few minutes. Appreciate that. I was just talking about all the... Give me 1 second, my friend. I was talking about the fishing community. I'll be honest with you. I could not met a finer group of people. I'm going to go ahead and make Paul a mod. Stuart says, so Paul, my brother, says, I'm okay, Eric. Just glad I could go horizontal. Why do you like horizontal better than vertical? I've heard a few people talk about that as well. I've heard Bob talk about that. When he goes vertical, he gets less than pleasant people pop in. Reaper says, Raiders to Jace. Quaddy Smith says, what's up, Sweet Cheeks? Not much, my friend. Hey, you know what? Any compliment is a good compliment. Cheeks or otherwise. I'll take it all. Jay says, Lewis, Eric third, Still and Squirrel. Hey, you know what? I'm going to put Eric Veron as Eric number 1 because he is a powerhouse. Jace, he's our age, and he's got the smoothest burpee reps, especially Navy SEALs, and the most powerful pull-ups in the game. Jace says, bonjour to Eric. Sniper says, almost. That's the goal. Can we inspire Squirrel Sniper to give out a battle cry of the Green Bay Packers? I actually heard Stuart in Scotland talking football. I think it was yesterday, Maybe it was the day before. So I'm talking football. I don't say anything specifics. If you want me to talk specifics, I'll have to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 1970s. I'll have to talk about 1971 Miami Dolphins. I'll have to talk about 1965, 66, and 67 Green Bay Packers. And then after that, I got nothing to talk about. We could talk about old-time boxers if you want. Jay says, sweet cheeks filled with pumpkin milkshakes. I'm subbed for a long time. Awesome. Reaper says, say Jace, Squatties, talking to you. Sniper says, Jace, hope you had a great session. I finished late as I forgot my cleaning up kit. Had to go back. Jay says, Squirrel, it was a good session, bro. Paul says, Stuart went fishing yesterday. Was live on Reg's channel. I'm sorry I missed that. I don't know if I'm subscribed to Reg. I'm going to be on the lookout for him. I've never seen Stuart away from the table. I don't know if the rest of Stuart actually exists. I actually think that he's just shoulders and a head and nothing else. Cypress says Green Bay, and then we get that full-throated, full-hearted Green Bay. Reaper says, Sniper, that made no sense. Green Bay doesn't register with the likes of Reaper. So I should let it be known, I'm not a football fan. I am a Raiders fan, and there's a difference. Jay says, Skeeter connected. Nice. Hey, Skeeter. How are you? I was just talking about you. I kept popping in. I came on before I worked out, and then I popped in again. I kept you up and running. Help with some watch hours. So how was the fishing today? What was the catch? Skeeter was out for catfish today. Reaper says Green Bay has cheeseheads. They do have cheeseheads. Jace says Skeeter connected. Nice, Jace. Hey, it's really important to make those connections now more than ever, because relatively soon, from what I've heard on videos from YouTube, they will be announcing that you can monetize at 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours, meaning you can start your own members only channel, and you can also get the donations. So that's pretty big for people who want to get monetized. So that's why one of the reasons I wanted to, I've never talked with Skeeter about what he wants to do with his channel, but hey, if he can make extra money doing what you love to do, why not? So I wanted to leave him up, get some watch hours. If anyone needs, if anyone needs anything, let me know. Some people only have support channels, and we have some good friends that are support channels. I am a support channel. I'm also monetized, and I'm looking always to not so much expand, but to put out a decent content, a decent message. And by decent, I mean that. Decency. Reach out to people. Man, this is political season. Political season sucks, because it's always us against them. And you never know who is us, you never know who is them. But it doesn't have to be that way. which is important for me as a vegan to embrace my fishing friends. I'm a vegan for my reasons. No one else needs to have those same reasons. It doesn't matter to me at all. At all. I'll tell you why I love fishing channels. I used to fish when I was a kid, and it was some of the happiest days of my life. I come from a family in western and northern Pennsylvania. My mom in the west, my father in northern Pennsylvania, north central. Fishing, hunting was a way of life. Still is a way of life for all my many, 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 many cousins. My family dates back to the early 1700s in one county. So it was a huge family. Um, and I love my family. We have different thoughts, different opinions, but I love my family. I love what they do. Best people in the world. Fishing, outdoor community here, same thing. These guys are, they love what they do. And when you see it, if you ever watch Bob unhook a fish, he does it with utmost kindness and respect, puts it back in the water. Nothing is treated lightly. So I absolutely love that. And the reason that's so is because people want to respect that which is sustaining them. You know? So for me, it's important, as Jay says, community, unity in the community. And we're all community. All right. Sniper says, the Burpee Reaper, you had to be there. I was working out, but 7 hours of hedge cutting. Yeah, that would be a workout. It seems that would be low back, shoulder intensive, and arm grip. Probably a lot of grip. White Soldier says, what's up, sweet cheek? I would love to take you out on a date to the Olive Garden and then give you a little action in the back section behind the dumpsters. Man, dumpsters. Is that some way to sweet talk someone? Back behind the dumpsters? You look at me and you think that I'm a dumpster type of person? Olive Garden? Man, you're on the wrong channel. We're talking high-class vegan restaurant. And no dumpster. Jeez. Jay says, yogi and fishing. Absolutely. Reaper is laughing at Sniper. It's Catfish Regulars channel. Gotcha. Hey, Paul, I just made sure that I was subscribed to you as well, and I thought I was, but I wasn't. But I am now. Paul says there will be videos coming soon. It's in North Carolina, which is a beautiful state. Mocha, my significant other, just spent a weekend 2 weeks ago out in Nags Head. Reaper says, okay, guys, I'm out back to getting bread. Stay blessed, everyone. Thanks for hanging out, Reaper. Thanks for the Raiders talk. Man, here we're all talking about the Raiders, and tomorrow they're playing Carolina. They're playing the Jaguars. So, hey, although we remain a Raiders fan in honor of the legendary Burpee Reaper, let me give a shout out to the Jaguars for our friend Paul. May it be a good game. Both sides playing well. Everyone enjoy it. And may the Raiders win. I had to slip that last part in there. Skeeter says, you guys are awesome. Supporting for everyone. That's why we're all family. Absolutely, Skeeter. 100%. So, you know what? I was explaining for me why I love, and I was talking about this earlier, why I love the fishing outdoor community, crafting community, gaming community. And it sounds pretty cool, pretty noble, right? But imagine Skeeter, Paul, Stuart, and Bob supporting an old bald-headed vegan yogi sitting in an office, occasionally doing burpees, um, and talking nonsense. It goes both ways, you know. Much appreciated. Thank you guys. I fully realize, man, no one has to be here. It's not given, and yet you are, and you support me. So, man, much love to all you guys. Jay says, Skeeter, it's called unity in the community. Absolutely. Jay says, have you got a spare groundhog wearing a Raider stop? Man, that would be awesome. Riding an electric scooter, drinking a pumpkin milkshake. I don't, but I'm always on the lookout for the very same thing. Sniper says, trolls hate, love back at him. Absolutely. Paul says, thanks, this for a lot of channels. Hey, you know what? Since I don't know if Stuart's still here, but if Skeeter and Paul are here, I have a question for you guys. When I fished as a kid, it was pretty simple. I actually only had 2 rods. I had remember the Pocket Fisherman? I think they still make that. I love that. I could take it with me everywhere. And I had a regular fishing pole. Actually, I had 3. Very first thing I fished with as a kid was an old-fashioned bamboo fishing rod that my dad bought me when we were living in Florida. And I caught some nice stuff with that bamboo rod. But I noticed on Skeeter and Bob's channel, they talk about, specifically on Bob's, different rods for different fish. Why is that? Because of the weight of the fish? Because of how much of a fight they might put up? I wanted to ask Bob, but if you guys could let me know. Sniper says, big boxing match on in a few hours. Or gold medal, Anthony Joshua. What weight are we talking about? Our gold medal. British. Nice. Jay says, Squirrel, will we watching it? Well, good luck, guys. Sniper says, Jace, if I read it correctly, he will lose in the 5th round KO. We will see. Man, hard to make those predictions. And who is it that's making that prediction? I think if you're good enough to win a gold medal, you are good enough to beat just about anyone. Sniper says, me. Oh, I get it. Say, Jace, if I've read it correctly. Okay. We shall see. Heavyweight, Du Bois versus Joshua, English bout for the IBF belt. Nice. Hey, Jace. Thanks for hanging out on the breathwork class that I did today. Very much appreciated. Paul says, a light rod for small fish and the big rods for big fish. Gotcha. That's what I was thinking, that it had to do with weight. Weight of the fish. Hey, Austin, how are you? Man, Austin's been putting out some funny videos lately, some funny shorts. Very creative. Austin says, hi, Yogi, hi to Squirrel, and hi to Jace. If you guys aren't subscribed to Austin, he's a good guy with great content. Jace says, the thanks are from us, Eric. And that's the benefit of membership. Personal tutorial worth every cent. Thank you. I really appreciate hearing that. I'll be doing more specifically on breath work. Um, meditation's changed my life. And from the very first go at it, I knew it was my path. And I've been doing it for, again, well over 30 years, closer to 40 at this point overall. But not everyone wants to invest in a meditation practice. Maybe they will one time. Who knows? I always put it out there. But you can receive 90% of the benefits of meditation through breath work, investing less than 5 minutes 3 times a day or therapeutically as needed. And not only that, not only do you receive the benefits of meditation, you literally change the course of your health, of your emotional state in minutes, 10 breaths or less. It can help you wake up. It can help you sleep. It can help you stay awake. It can help you spiritually awaken. It can lower the blood pressure, reduce hypertension, lower the heart rate. It can put you in a alpha, beta, or theta brainwave state. Now, to get into those states, the beta and the theta, you might need to do a deeper practice than 10 breaths. But if you're going for that state, you don't mind investing that time. So I don't mention the members channel all that often. I'll be honest with you. I felt a little guilty. The directive given to me was and is to teach. We teach that which we most need to learn. So I try to teach. Here's the directive again. Teach only love. For that is what we are. So I try to do that. And I try to do that specifically through meditation, yoga asanas, pranayama, because it's brought so much value to me. And I talk about it all the time. So how could I charge people to talk about things that I talk about all the time? But it was a few friends like Jace, like Eric LaPointe, like Duncan Walsh. He pointed out that you can still talk about it all the time. But when you talk about it on the members channel, and as Jace has said, personal tutorial, that's all you talk about. So here I'm talking about breath work, but we also talked about football. We've talked about boxing. We've talked about fishing, all over the place. And I love these conversations. But there I can focus just on that topic. And that does make a lot of difference. So I'm less apprehensive about it than I was. I don't know how far I'll take it. We'll see. I do have some new friends from our morning live stream who are reaching out for meditation lessons, which is cool. Absolutely love teaching. I love teaching meditation. I love teaching breath work. To be honest, I don't very much enjoy teaching the asanas, the postures. I've practiced them since I was a kid. I have a 200-hour teaching certification for yoga asanas. I mainly got that certification to enhance my own practice, and because it also was a deep dive into yogic psychology as well as philosophy, which is a fascinating topic for me. Paul says, got to get back to work. See y'all later. Thanks for hanging out for a bit, Paul. Very much appreciated. We're actually going to call it a session soon. I see that our friend Anything is Possible is live right now. So I want to make sure that I hang out there for a bit. Let me make sure that he is live. I'm going to see. I don't know if it'll work. If I find his link, I will drop it here. Nope, it appears that he is over. Streamed 21 minutes ago. Sorry, guys. I also missed Jace's live stream, his second session. I apologize for that. Austin drops his link. Thank you. Austin says hi to P&B, who gets a high back, offers a high back. All right, guys. So I made my goal. It was going to be getting an hour in. Hour live stream. I'll be back. Jay says, I did stream 3 times today. Nice. I am a 3-timer myself. Actually, it'll be 4 today, counting the members. Hey, Jace, have you ever thought about doing a members channel where maybe you could train people one-on-one? If you guys don't know, if you haven't watched Jace work out, it's a very unique workout. Very effective. If you see what kind of shape Jace is in, you know what I'm talking about. It allows him to be fit, strong, have endurance, and to do a wide variety of things. That's all you could ask for in a program. Some programs might make you big. Some might make you super strong. Some might give you great endurance. Honestly, at this point, and I've done all of those. I've been a power lifter, an Olympic lifter, a kettlebell sport lifter, and an ultra runner. And now I want a bit of everything. I want to be strong and fit and healthy. Jay says, when I get the hours, I will for sure. I'm balking now. But you know what? You're doing it very smartly. You're not just like mindlessly bulking up. You're putting on actual muscle. And you're staying lean the entire time. So if you guys hear that, Jay says when he gets the hours. So if you have an opportunity, put some watch hours in for our friend Jace. Because I'll promise you something. If you need help with watch hours, he will return the favor. We've been working with, I try to do a broad spectrum. But in that broad spectrum, I like picking 2, 3, sometimes 4 people and just working with them until they get the watch hours that they need. Jace is one of those 4 people. Trending Live TV is another. Tandra is another. And Runnerboy is another. There's other people as well. I like giving Ivy watch hours whenever I can. Dagmar, Sweet Koi Acres, Amy McFarlane. And if there's someone else, let me know. If there's someone, I'm a member of Stuart the Fish Whisperer and a channel member for Bob and Goga and one more. I can't think of it. Oh, Mir, of course. Gotta support Mir. Austin drops a little video of what he's done today. I watched this one. I haven't left a comment yet.
Amanda B. I'm going to put her link in my description below.
Thank you, Austin. I'm going to watch this right after the live stream, and that is right about now. Going to go ahead and call it an afternoon. If you're not asleep, if you're not watching a boxing match, if you're not live streaming yourself, And if you got absolutely nothing better to do on a Friday evening than hang out with me, and I'm going to be honest with you, I hope you have something better to do. Hey, Flower. We got another great live. Thank you, Jace. Jace sneaks it in there right before Eric Lapointe, who may or may not be lurking. You never know. Eric Lapointe is the ninja of the burpee community. Flower says bye. Hey, it's always, even if it's for a second, even if it's just to get a wave, it's always good to see our friend Flower. So, guys, appreciate it. Go check out Austin's video. Watch Jason's last workout. Better yet, follow along with Jace on his workout. Hang out with our fishing friends. Go to Squirrel Sniper's community page and watch look at the beautiful work that he's been doing. Don't forget the farewell burpee tour from the Burpee Reaper himself. No more reps until probably January. Might even be February. You never know. And, hey, in closing, in lieu of a goodbye, Raiders. I'm not going to raise my voice. But you guys know I can. You guys know I can raise my voice. And if you have any doubt, just go to my channel. Look it up. Last Monday, Jace saw it. I yelled so loud, he actually heard it in England. He was minding his own business. Playing with Xena. It was Xena who heard it first. You know, dogs, sensitive ears. And then Jace was like, huh? Sounds like Eric. He might be in trouble. That's Jace. Immediately ready to respond. Come to my aid. But then he heard it was Raiders. I think Sniper heard it too, who immediately replied, nah, this is a Green Bay. This is a Green Bay channel. So Flower, if you want to hear me yell, go look at Monday's video. It was a short, actually. And I promise Reaper, I will do it again. If and when, let's just say when, the Raiders make the playoffs. Stay tuned. Preparing my voice. I've been drinking tea, resting up, gargling, doing some vocal exercises. I'm prepared. I'm in training. I'm in training for yelling. There you go. I'm training for the playoffs when the Raiders make it. With that, this has been the longest goodbye I've ever said. Take care, guys.